Over the last 6 years, I've shared really publicly on this YouTube channel about my experience living with and navigating managing my schizoaffective disorder, with kind of the understanding that it is a chronic illness that I will have to figure out how to live with and manage for the rest of my life. But over the last 9 months, I've come to a place where my understanding of my mental illness has really shifted. And I'm in a place now where I can pretty confidently say that I don't struggle with schizoaffective disorder the same way as I did anymore, and I don't think I will going forward either. My name is Lauren, and my partner Rob and I created the channel Living Well with Schizophrenia in December of 2018 with kind of just the hope of increasing conversation and awareness, and also increasing community and helping other people who may be going through similar challenges to feel less alone. We kind of created it as a resource for people who are living with the illness, their loved ones, or for people treating people living with mental illness, or for just really anyone who wanted to learn more or kind of build empathy around these conditions. I want to take a minute to thank everyone who has watched our videos throughout these 6 years, left comments, shared our videos, reached out with their own stories, engaged in our content in any way. Thank you so much for doing so. It has really been incredible to hear other people's stories and know that I'm not alone and know other people aren't alone. And yeah, the community that is built around this channel has been incredible. And I want to thank you all for your support over the last 6 years. About 9 months ago, though, in December of 2023, you may have seen on our channel that we started a new project where I was using medical ketogenic therapy and other metabolic therapies, such as focusing on exercise, sleep, social engagement, abstaining from drugs and alcohol, all these things that are supposed to improve metabolic health in an effort to treat and manage my schizoaffective disorder. And I won't dive too much into what that experience has been like because we've documented it on this channel over the last 9 months. But to put it succinctly, it has completely changed my life and my experience of my illness. So given this experience that I've been going through over the last 9 months and what I'm learning about potential underlying reasons that we experience mental health symptoms, I feel like I can't really in good conscience go back to making content the way we did for the first 5 years of this channel that was really focused on how to try to live well while living with an illness like schizophrenia. And it's not that I don't think that that's possible. I absolutely still believe in that idea that you can absolutely live well with a chronic condition like schizophrenia or other mental illnesses. But I'm understanding that maybe it doesn't need to be that way. Maybe you don't need to suffer through that and figuring out how to live well with that big challenge. I'm learning that there are ways to address underlying issues at play that are resulting in these really challenging and often debilitating symptoms of mental illness. This method of treatment and of managing my own illness has really served to vastly improve my quality of life. And I'm feeling this kind of huge sense of obligation or duty to hopefully bring that or create awareness or increase accessibility so that as many other people as possible can give this a try too, and perhaps be able to increase their quality of life as well. I really don't want this shift in content or this new direction that I'm taking in terms of managing my mental illness to make anyone feel like they're getting left behind or anything like that. If you're not ready to, or there's some reason why you're not able to try this method of treatment, ketogenic therapy, that's okay. If you still need medication to manage your illness, that is okay too. Even if you maybe don't agree with what we're doing to treat my mental illness, I hope that you can still appreciate it as a celebration of recovery and maybe even as a beacon of hope in terms of what's possible around recovery with mental illness. So where are we going from here? What is this big change that we're talking about? You may have noticed the name of our channel has changed. It's gone from Living Well with Schizophrenia to now Living Well After Schizophrenia. And we decided to make this change kind of as symbolic representation of the huge reconceptualization I've gone through of what it means to live with my illness and really of my life. And I guess just acknowledging the fact that I don't struggle with my symptoms of schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia anymore. It's not really a part of the way I live my life. Of course, navigating the illness for years is still a part of who I am. And I definitely think that's worth acknowledging and talking about too, in terms of what can recovery look like, which is why we opted for Living Well After Schizophrenia. I think we've all also been told that illnesses like schizophrenia have no cure. There is no real hope of the prospect of after schizophrenia. And so I hope that showing this and kind of setting an example that it is possible can be seen as a new kind of beacon of hope for people who may be experiencing similar challenges or illnesses. I have really experienced firsthand how powerful this intervention can be in terms of changing my experience of my illness. But something that I've really kind of come to understand over the last 9 months as well is that I think that this change in how we view psychiatry and mental health is really going to have to be more of a patient-led movement, whereby patients are the ones advocating for changes in their care or for a more holistic perspective or for looking at these kind of alternative treatments in an effort to improve their quality of life. I've been sharing this over the last 9 months kind of in an effort to add to that idea of being a patient-led movement, whereby this has kind of been a N=1 case study where I am sharing my experience of going through this and sharing the huge changes that's made, hopefully allowing other people to take that information and advocate for changes to be made in their own care. Something else that I've really kind of come to understand throughout my whole journey of navigating my mental illness and the mental health care system is the importance of really kind of taking ownership over your own health and well-being, and how important that is in terms of empowering you to try different things, to try to improve your quality of life. And I talk more about this in the video, This Was Never Going to Work, which I encourage you to check out if you want to hear more of a discussion around that. Along these lines of being a really patient-led movement, we're hearing more and more stories of other people coming forward to share their kind of success stories of using metabolic therapies to treat their own mental illnesses. One of the places I've found a lot of these people and connected with others using similar interventions is through Metabolic Mind. I'm really, really excited to announce a partnership with Metabolic Mind. Metabolic Mind is a nonprofit initiative at Bazooki Group working to transform the study and treatment of mental disorders by exploring the connection between metabolism and brain health. You've likely heard me talking about Metabolic Mind over the last 9 months because it really is such an incredible resource for anyone who is wanting to learn more about improving metabolic health in an effort to improve illnesses like schizophrenia. If you haven't checked out Metabolic Mind's YouTube channel yet, I strongly suggest heading over there and subscribing now. Make sure you turn on notifications too. It is really an essential wealth of information, and they are constantly releasing new content around the cutting edge research around using metabolic therapies in the treatment of mental illnesses and around medical ketogenic therapy. Going forward, you'll be hearing me talking about the work that they're doing more often, and you may also see me popping up on their channel more often too. So what is our content going to look like going forward? We're going to continue sharing kind of the way we have over the last 9 months, more about using metabolic therapies in the treatment of mental illness. We're going to be sharing more about things like deprescribing, which has been kind of a surprising element that I've gone through over the last 9 months as well. I'm actually tomorrow planning to take my last dose of my psychiatric medication, and yeah, that's kind of a big deal. And so sharing more about that journey, talking to more experts about how to do that safely and stuff like that. We're really going to want to be focusing more on how to make this intervention accessible for other people and for as many people as possible, and really kind of trying to give tangible information about how you can do this therapy on your own too. We're going to be digging deeper into exploring the other forms of metabolic therapies as well, maybe even getting into low-carb performance, as that's something that is a part of my life and a part of exercise for me as a metabolic therapy. We're going to try to continue sharing current research and emerging evidence around metabolic therapies such as the medical ketogenic diet in the treatment of mental illness, and also just continuing to share life in recovery from mental illness and what that is looking like for me, things I'm going through, and taking you along for all of that as well. So I really just want to say another really big thank you for everyone who has supported us in various forms over the last 6 years. And if you are going to be coming along with us on this new shift in our channel, in our content, and in my journey, welcome. I'm really excited to continue exploring this and continue exploring what is possible in terms of recovery from what I always thought of as chronic mental illness. Thanks so much. And as always, wishing you and your loved ones good health. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.